She introduced me as her neighbor at her company retreat, while her boss kept his hand on her lower back all weekend. When I confronted her, she smirked, "It's just corporate politics, don't be so insecure." I didn't argue that night. I left, but not before sending the photos to her dad and her boss's wife. Hey everyone, just a quick thank you. Over 14% of you are already subscribed, and that truly means the world. If you're new here and enjoy these kinds of stories, please join our community by hitting that subscribe button. We're on the journey to 10,000 subscribers. So, this all went down 3 weeks ago, and honestly, I'm still processing the entire situation. I never thought I'd be sharing something like this online, but I really need to get it off my chest. My girlfriend, Jessica, and I have been together for 2 years. She's 28, I'm 30. We live together, and I genuinely believed our relationship was incredibly strong. She works for a major marketing firm downtown, and I'm also employed there, in their IT department. Every autumn, Jessica's company holds an annual retreat. Since we both work for the same organization, we both received invitations. Typically, these events are quite dull, but Jessica seemed genuinely enthusiastic about it, so I decided to tag along. The retreat was held at this upscale venue, about a 2-hour drive from the city, a large lodge, various conference rooms, the whole setup. We drove up on Friday afternoon, and I was actually looking forward to it. That's when things started to take a strange turn. As we were checking in at the front desk, Jessica's boss, Michael, approached. He's probably in his mid-40s, and from the pictures on his desk, I knew he was married with kids. He walked right over and immediately put his arm around Jessica's waist. "Jess, so glad you could make it." "And Derek, good to see you too," he said. He knows me because I handle IT support for his department, but he barely acknowledged me, continuing to talk to Jessica about work-related matters while his hand remained firmly on her lower back. Then another coworker, Tom from accounting, came over. "Hey Jessica, is this your boyfriend?" Before I could even respond, Jessica quickly interjected, "No, this is Derek from IT. We're neighbors, so we carpooled here together." Neighbors. That's what she called me after 2 years of dating and living together. I was just her neighbor who gave her a ride. Michael was practically beaming, as if he'd just won something. We got to our room, and I was trying to make sense of what had just happened. "Jessica, what was that all about? Why did you tell Tom we're neighbors?" I asked. She waved it off. "Derek, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. It's just easier this way." "Easier? How? We've been together for 2 years. Look, the office has some peculiar dynamics. It's just better if people aren't aware of our personal relationship." "What kind of peculiar dynamics, Derek? You work in IT. You wouldn't understand the sales side politics. And your boss touching..." "You like that? Michael's just friendly. He's like that with all his direct reports." "Jessica, his hand was practically on your backside. It was my lower back. And that's just how he manages very hands-on leadership style." I didn't press the issue then, but something felt profoundly wrong. Friday night, there was a welcome mixer in the main Lodge Pond bar. Networking, the usual corporate scene. I was chatting with some guys from accounting when I saw Michael pull Jessica aside. "Need to discuss the Morrison account," he said, guiding her toward a quieter corner. They disappeared for about 20 minutes. When they returned, Jessica's hair looked a bit disheveled, and she kept touching her neck. Saturday morning brought team-building activities. Since I'm in IT, I mostly observed the sales and marketing sessions. Michael was constantly around. Jessica, the entire time, hand on her shoulder, sitting beside her at every session, leaning in to whisper things that made her laugh. During one of the breaks, as I was getting coffee, I overheard 2 women from Jessica's department talking. "She's really not being subtle about it anymore. I mean, we all know what's going on, but bringing her boyfriend to watch is kind of cruel." "Wait, that IT guy is her boyfriend? I thought they were just neighbors." "Oh, honey, no, they live together. She's just pretending they don't know each other." My stomach sank, but I kept listening. Why would she do that? Because Michael told everyone he's single. Can't very well be all over Jessica if people know she has a boyfriend. This is going to blow up eventually. Saturday afternoon offered free time and optional activities. Jessica mentioned she was going for a walk to explore the hiking trails. With some coworkers, Michael was part of that group. Want to come, Derek? She asked, but in a tone that clearly indicated she didn't want me to. Nah, I'll hang by the pool. They were gone for 2 hours. When they returned, the other coworkers went straight to their rooms, but Jessica and Michael lingered by the pool, talking softly. His hand repeatedly found its way to her lower back. Saturday night was the big company dinner formal event with speeches and awards. I was seated at a table with other IT colleagues, while Jessica sat at the sales team table with Michael directly beside her. Throughout dinner, I watched Michael's hand vanish beneath the table multiple times. Jessica kept giggling and blushing like a teenager. After dinner, there was dancing. Jessica danced with Michael for numerous songs, including several slow ones. His hands roamed during every dance while she pressed herself against him. I took some photos with my phone, not creepy, spying shots, just typical party pictures that happened to capture what was unfolding. Group shots of people dancing, table shots during dinner that clearly showed hands, wandering, the kind of photos anyone would take at a work event. Sunday morning, I woke up, and Jessica wasn't in bed. I found her in the lobby, having coffee with Michael. They were sitting close, talking quietly. When she saw me approaching, she quickly moved to a different chair. "Morning, Derek. Sleep well. Where were you getting coffee?" Michael had some ideas about the Henderson proposal, she replied. "At 7 a.m. on Sunday, early bird gets the worm. We sales types never sleep." The drive home was tense. Jessica was constantly texting and smiling at her phone. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. "Jessica, we need to discuss this weekend." "What about it? Your boss was all over you. You told people we're neighbors. You disappeared with him multiple times." "Derek, you're being paranoid." "Am I? Because your coworkers seem to think something's going on." "What coworkers?" "I heard them talking. They said everyone knows what's happening between you two." Jessica's face flushed. "Derek, you don't understand corporate culture. Sometimes you have to manage relationships carefully." "What kind of relationships involve your married boss groping you? He's not married anymore. He's separated." "That's not what his desk photos suggest." "Derek, those are old photos. He just hasn't updated his office yet." "And the wedding ring he was wearing all weekend?" "Look, Derek, it's complicated, but Michael and I have been seeing each other. We're dating. It's been going on for a few months. While you're dating me, Derek, it's not like that. What Michael and I have is different." "Different how? He's my boss. It's professional development." "Professional development? Derek, you work in ITU. Don't understand how career advancement works in sales. By sleeping with your boss? By building relationships with key stakeholders? That's cheating, Jessica." She actually smirked when I said that. "Derek, it's just corporate politics. Don't be so insecure." That's when something inside me just clicked. You're right, Jessica. I shouldn't be insecure about my girlfriend cheating on me with her boss. It's not cheating, Derek. It's networking. And I shouldn't be insecure about being introduced as your neighbor. I was protecting both our careers. You're absolutely right. I'm being way too insecure. Thank you for understanding, which is why I'm moving out tonight. What? I'm insecure about dating someone who calls cheating corporate politics. So I'm removing myself from the situation. Derek, don't be dramatic. I'm not being dramatic. I'm being practical. When we got home, I went straight to our bedroom and began packing. Jessica followed me around, attempting to minimize everything. Derek, this is stupid. Michael doesn't threaten what we have. You're right. Michael doesn't threaten what we have. I'm still the same person, Derek. No, you're not. The person I was dating wouldn't have introduced me as her neighbor while letting her boss grope her. Derek, you're blowing this out of proportion. While I was packing, something else came to mind. Those photos from the weekend on my phone. Nothing inappropriate that I took, but clear documentation of what was happening in public spaces. Before I left, I did something I probably shouldn't have, but it felt right at the time. I found Michael's contact information in the company directory. It listed his emergency contact as his wife, Sarah Richardson. I located her on social media and sent her a message. Hi, Sarah. I work with your husband, Michael, at the company. I was at our company retreat this weekend and thought you should know that Michael was very publicly affectionate with his employee, Jessica Peterson. I'm attaching some photos from the weekend that show their behavior at our work event. I thought you deserved to know. Then, I found Jessica's dad on social media. She always talked about him, how much she respected him, how he raised her with strong values. "Hi, Mr. Peterson. I'm Derek, Jessica's boyfriend, well, ex-boyfriend. As of tonight, I was at Jessica's company retreat this weekend and witnessed her behavior with her married boss. I thought you should see these photos of how she conducted herself at a professional work event." I attached the same photos to both messages. Nothing intrusive or private, just clear shots of inappropriate workplace behavior at a company function. I finished packing, loaded my car, and left. Jessica called me about an hour later. "Derek, what did you do?" "I moved out." "No, the photos." "Why did you send them? You said it was just corporate politics." "I figured Michael's wife and your dad should see how corporate politics works." "Derek, you can't do this. You could get in trouble at work. For what?" "Taking photos at a company event and sharing them with family members. Michael could complain to HR about you." "Let him. Then he'd have to explain why he's upset about photos of his public behavior with his employee." "Derek, this could ruin everything." "I didn't ruin anything, Jessica. I just documented what happened." She hung up on me. "I've been staying at my friend Mike's place for the past 3 weeks while searching for my own apartment. I found a good one across town, and I'm moving in this weekend. Work has been interesting. Michael has been completely avoiding me." Jessica requested a transfer to a different department. Word through the office grapevine is that Michael's wife filed for divorce, and Jessica's dad drove down from upstate to have a very loud conversation with her about family values. HR opened an investigation into Michael and Jessica's relationship. Since company policy prohibits managers from dating direct reports, both of them are probably going to face disciplinary action. I haven't gotten into any trouble for the photos since they were taken at a public company event, and I only shared them with family members of the people involved. Jessica sent me one text 2 weeks ago asking if we could talk. I didn't respond. The whole thing taught me that when someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. Jessica showed me she was someone who would cheat and call it career development. Someone who would introduce her boyfriend as her neighbor to hide her affair. I believed her and acted accordingly. Sometimes the best way to handle disrespect is to just document it and let the truth speak for itself. Jessica wanted to play corporate politics. Turns out, she didn't understand the rules as well as she thought.